Hey Army! Are you ready for a story that's going to give you chills? Today we're talking about a phenomenon that even made big hit entertainment staff completely shocked and speechless. So, did you know that RM and Jimin have this supernatural ability that makes everyone around them just stop and stare in amazement? Guys, this isn't about perfect choreography or their stunning vocal harmonies. This is about something far more mysterious and mind-blowing. Veteran staff who have worked with BTS for years admit they've never seen chemistry this natural before. RM and Jimin can finish each other's sentences without ever practicing. I know. It sounds impossible, but wait until you hear these stories from people who witnessed these incidents firsthand. So the story begins during a recording session for their latest album. Manager Kim, who's been with BTS for 8 years, tells about a moment that gave him total chills. I was briefing about the album concept, and suddenly RM started talking about the philosophy behind the music. In the middle of his sentence, he stopped for a moment to drink water. Now, this is where it gets crazy, guys. Without being asked, without any eye contact whatsoever, Jimin immediately continued RM's sentence perfectly, as if he was the one who started talking from the beginning. Guys, can you imagine how shocked Manager Kim was? And what makes it even more creepy? This wasn't just a one-time thing. Senior music producer at Big Hit, Park Sung-hoon, who has worked with hundreds of famous idol groups, says he's never seen synchronization like this. In my 15-year career, I've worked with hundreds of artists. Chemistry can indeed be trained, but this is completely different, guys. RM and Jimin have a connection that's almost supernatural, he said while shaking his head. They can complement each other's thoughts without any signals or codes whatsoever. Literally like watching twin telepathy in real life. And guys, you have to hear this most viral story that made the entire studio crew go silent. So last week they were recording for a variety show. Camera director who's had decades of experience, Choi Sung-min, still remembers the incident clearly. The camera was rolling for behind-the-scenes content. RM was explaining the artistic concept of their music video, and suddenly he got stuck on his words. Now this is what gave me chills, guys. Before RM could even think, Jimin, who was sitting with his back to the camera, without turning around at all, immediately continued the explanation with the exact words that RM was about to say. Guys, imagine all the crew just going silent. The camera director even said, "I got goosebumps literally." And what makes it even more mysterious, RM and Jimin had never discussed that topic before. That wasn't a scripted conversation or practiced interview, Choi Sung-min emphasized. They weren't even facing each other. Jimin was focused on his phone, but somehow he knew exactly what RM wanted to convey. Our director had to replay the footage multiple times because he couldn't believe it. But wait, there's more. Wardrobe staff Lee Min-young, who's handled BTS styling for 6 years, has a similar experience that made her question reality. Guys, are you ready for an even more mind-blowing story? So one day, RM was fitting for a photo shoot. He said, "I think this color lacks." And before finishing his sentence, Jimin, who had just entered the room, immediately said, "Harmony with our concept." Exact words that RM was about to say. All the stylists immediately looked at each other with expressions like, "What just happened?" Lee Min-young even said, "How is that even possible?" And guys, this is just the tip of the iceberg. This phenomenon doesn't just happen in work contexts, guys. Catering coordinator Mrs. Park tells about an incident that made her tell her family at home about it. They were having lunch break. RM said, "I want to eat something that..." Then he paused to think. Jimin, who was chewing food, without lifting his head, immediately said, "Spicy but with sweetness, like tteokbokki but different." And RM immediately shouted exactly. Mrs. Park even said, "I swear I got goosebumps, guys. It's like they have a shared brain or something." And what makes the staff even more fascinated, this happens so consistently. Security Chief Kang Dong-hyun, who escorts them everywhere, admits he's witnessed dozens of similar incidents. Guys, this can't be called a coincidence anymore. Almost every day there's definitely a moment where they finish each other's sentences. Sometimes in the elevator, sometimes in the car, sometimes while walking. What's weirdest, they themselves seem unaware that this is extremely unusual. For them, this is normal. Now, the staff started getting curious and trying to find logical explanations for this phenomenon. Some thought this was the result of years of living together and working as a team. But guys, this theory was immediately debunked by incidents involving spontaneous topics they had never discussed before. Senior choreographer Young Ho-suk, not J-Hope guys, has a more interesting theory. I notice this happens more often when they're in creative mode. It's like there's the same frequency when they're in their artistic zone. RM with his analytical mind and Jimin with his artistic intuition somehow connect at a level deeper than conscious thought. And guys, what's even crazier? Some staff try to test this theory indirectly. Sound engineer Lee Jae-wook tells about his unofficial experiment that made him question everything. I deliberately gave RM headphones with an instrumental track he had never heard before and asked him to describe the feeling he got. In the middle of his explanation, I paused him and asked Jimin, who hadn't heard anything, to continue the description. The result was 90% match, guys. I still can't explain how that happened. OMG guys, can you imagine how mind-blown he was? Makeup artist staff Kim So-young even researched twin telepathy on the internet because of this incident. While doing their makeup touch-up, RM said he was thinking about something. Before he could explain, Jimin immediately said, "Oh, about the stage design concept for the upcoming tour," and RM was shocked because that was exactly what he was thinking. They were both equally surprised, guys. I even Googled whether non-related people could have telepathic connections. And most shockingly, this phenomenon even reached Big Hit management. Executive producer Bang Si-hyuk himself once witnessed this during a boardroom meeting that made all executives go silent. RM was presenting ideas for the next album concept. In the middle of his presentation, he suddenly went blank and got stuck. Jimin, who was sitting in the corner of the room, not even looking at the presentation slides, immediately continued the explanation with the exact same direction RM was about to explain. All executives in the room were stunned, guys. We've never seen anything like this in the industry. Guys, just imagine how shocked the Big Hit executives were. And the story doesn't stop there. Video editing staff Park Jin-woo, who's responsible for cutting behind-the-scenes footage, admits he often finds these unexpected moments in raw footage. I edit their videos almost every day, guys. And I can tell you, this is not acting or scripted content. The genuine reactions from shocked staff are totally real. The camera often catches moments where crew members exchange confused looks because they witnessed this. What's most intriguing is RM and Jimin's own reaction to this phenomenon. According to their personal assistant, both members initially weren't aware until staff started pointing it out. They were also surprised when they realized how often this happens. RM said, "I thought everyone does this with their close friends." And Jimin said, "Isn't this normal?" They genuinely didn't know this was so unusual, guys. Now, a psychiatrist who was informally consulted by management explained that this phenomenon can occur in individuals who have deep emotional connections and intense shared experiences. When two people spend extensive time together in high-pressure, creative environments, their brain patterns can start synchronizing. However, this level of synchronization is extremely rare and usually found in twins or people with exceptionally strong bonds. Veteran Big Hit staff who have worked with various groups confirm that this RM Jimin phenomenon is truly unique. I've worked with many successful groups, close friendships, even real siblings in the same group. But this level of mental synchronization between RM and Jimin is unprecedented, guys. It's like they share the same creative consciousness. And what makes the staff even more amazed, this phenomenon doesn't decrease over time, it actually happens more frequently. Lately, it happens almost daily, manager Kim revealed. And what's scary, they've started finishing each other's sentences in different languages, guys. RM starts in Korean, Jimin finishes in English, but the meaning and flow match perfectly. Some staff have even started documenting these incidents because they feel they're witnessing something special and rare in the entertainment industry. This is not just about two colleagues who know each other well, guys. This is about two creative minds that are somehow connected at a level we can't fully understand. As professionals working in this industry, we know chemistry can be created and trained. But this is something else entirely. So guys, this phenomenon of RM And Jimin being able to finish each other's sentences without practice doesn't just entertain fans, but also provides new insights into how deep creative partnerships can create almost supernatural synchronization. BTS staff who have worked in the entertainment industry for years admit that witnessing this phenomenon is one of the most memorable experiences in their careers. And for sure, guys, these incidents continue to add to the mystery and uniqueness of the duo already known as the brain and body of BTS. What do you think about this? Is this just a coincidence, or is there really something supernatural happening between RM and Jimin? Comment down below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for the latest BTS updates. See you in the next video, Army!